Hello all, and welcome to Sweating the Small Stuff, the show where we sweat over the details that make our world richer. I'm your personal brain trainer, Keon Boozarjomehri, and today we are joined yet again by your personal brain trainer, Keon Boozarjomehri. Keon, you want to say hi?
It's a me. We gotta come. Like that was a thing I said offhandedly once. I gotta come up with a better name for that. Just now.
All right, we can workshop it right now. It's not like this is a hard and fast thing. This is going to be like episode, I'm going to guess 6. Sure. This will probably end up being episode 6.
A smart word. Yeah. This is the best when you try to come up with a fun catchphrase and take the time instead of just improving it. I've never really done that. So.
Yeah. This will teach you.
Yeah.
Aha.
Mind Fiend. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, we're good.
Oh my god, I love that so much. Mind Fiend. Oh,
it's like a mind
okay,
freak, but fiend.
It sounds so. It's
powerful.
Viscerally aggressive.
It's like if you took Mind Freak and then also took Minefield from the Vsauce guy, put them together.
This is all still going to be an episode intro. Yeah, I know.
Beautiful. Yeah,
we're learning. This is a learning. Okay, I have a subject for us to discuss.
Okay, so dude.
All right, ready for? I'm gonna fire off this big blast of knowledge on you, and we're gonna in our first discussion-y boy.
Oh, that was so organic.
Discussion-y boy episode.
Oh, that was.
I don't need the meta jokes yet. We need to have at least 15 episodes before I can have meta jokes. All right, Keon, your question for today: why HeliCarriers bad at their jobs?
HeliCarriers.
Yes. So let me set the scene for you.
Yeah,
let me
please
paint
do.
you a word picture.
Oh, please do. Be my dungeon master.
In Captain America: Winter Soldier, they build not 1, not 2, but 3 HeliCarriers.
Yeah, with like AI or some crap on it.
Yes. And they're DNA locked. They came up. I couldn't believe the bizarre technobabble they had to pull out of the deepest closet at the back of the deepest Disney engineer's mind to come up with DNA locking sequences so that these HeliCarriers were designed to literally fly up to the stratosphere and then start killing millions of people at a time.
Yeah.
So that was that's the Cliff Notes version of what Captain America: Winter Soldier's endgame was.
Hey, Cameron, I know you got your specialized master's degree in computer engineering, so take it from a bachelor's degree in computer engineering who knows a little bit more about the general world of computers. It's easily doable. I mean, just get some machine learning, get in with some of that facial recognition, and it'll tell your DNA in a second. It's done. It's good. Just got it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about your PhD in not only bioengineering, but also machine learning.
My PhD in BS, which is I also have a BS.
Is that from Baltimore Southern University?
Yes, a bachelor's
University?
in science from Baltimore Southern in BS.
All right, so let me okay, that was the end game, and that's a silly enough premise if it had actually made any sense, because at the end of the movie, you literally get a 30-minute montage of Captain America and his homies going to town on these HeliCarriers and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And those things don't kill anyone. I think literally no one dies because of the HeliCarriers.
I don't know. They fall out of the sky on a city. I don't know about that, Cameron. Let's not jump to conclusions.
All right, you might have me there, because
there's got to be one person that just accidentally was tying their shoe.
That's the thing, is in the movie only I don't even remember the guy's name because he's such a forgettable character, but in the guy who dies at the beginning of Captain America Civil War.
Oh, dude, Bonesaw or whatever the hell his name was? Bone something? Crossbones, that was it.
Sure.
I remember my lore.
Whatever. He's the only implied casualty, and he doesn't even die.
Wait a second. That was at the beginning of Civil War.
Yeah, he dies in Civil War. That's my point, is that he doesn't die from a HeliCarrier. He not only doesn't die, but he feels so much better afterwards. He tries to kill Captain America again.
It's even adorable that they implied that Cap would be in any remote danger from falling out. He falls out of the thing and his shield goes somewhere. I guess I don't even remember if they find it. And it's implied that he would be anything but safe if Bucky didn't save him. It's I think he'd be fine. He's a super soldier. It would be okay if he floated down the river for a couple miles. He apparently can run. He apparently can run 1,000,000 miles an hour. Don't worry. He'd be back at the scene before Falcon would wake up. He would literally just be running laps around Falcon's dead corpse.
It's just the end of the movie. It's like him back at the reflecting pond and like
on your left,
pushed up against. Yeah, he just keeps saying on your left with like tears in his eyes.
Oh, and like Falcon's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So mean.
Okay. Let me bring it back. So, reasons the HeliCarrier is the stupidest thing.
Oh, dude, wow. What was it? War Machine actually ended up not having his legs. Jeez. Now I feel bad. I'm going to sulk for a second while you explain.
All right, so let me step back for a second. So, they build not one, not two, but 3 HeliCarriers that all are, like, they're not even outfitted with, like, sniper rifles. They're outfitted with those, like, giant exploding in mid-air bullets.
How else are you going to kill a bunch of people from, like, 1,000,000 miles away?
Yeah, but like, what are the odds that a Hydra agent is standing right next to one of the millions of people that they're supposed to kill with these magic bullets? Like, those things, they're going to kill a lot of collateral people.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get the job done. I mean...
Yeah, but they're not even good at, like, killing the people. Like, I guess you can make an argument that they're, like, too close to the HeliCarrier for it to effectively rotate its guns or whatever. But come on, that thing, it was, like, literally made of guns in, like, half of the B-roll shots of the HeliCarriers.
Are you telling me that a comic book movie might not get all the P's and Q's right? Is that what you're telling me? They didn't dot their T's and cross their I's? Is that what you're saying, big boy?
I'm good. Yeah, that's as much as it might pain you to believe. I think Disney might have gotten this one wrong.
Oh, dude, the mouse is gonna knock on your door any second. We're gonna have to hide Dad. Like,
oh yeah, Dad just takes off his face. I knew it.
It was. Oh, I knew it.
You're in trouble now,
I knew
guys.
It's just slipping up one of these days. So dumb.
So like that's the first thing, and then the second thing is like not only is it not like you have an excellent point. I'm pretty sure that like 3 HeliCarriers falling out of the sky in a metropolitan area, that someone had to have
also
died.
They didn't bring that up when he's like, New York, Sokovia. I forgot what the other one he brought up. The one where thing blew up, where it's like, yeah, what about DC? Like, what about the one you did, sir? What about your beef?
Like, what about literally our nation's capital? Where were you?
Yeah, the one Cap fixed. Like, are you serious right now? Maybe that's why Nick Fury. Maybe that's why Nick Fury took a bowed out for a little bit. He was like on the run, being like, "Yeah, I put a like weapon of mass destruction in the air and it had it crash on a bunch of innocent people. I'm gonna go hide until we call Captain Marvel."
So that's the other giant stupid thing about the HeliCarriers is you built 3 massive, literal like sky aircraft carriers that aren't designed to carry people or planes. Like, to be clear, it would have been easier for them to just build like a dozen satellites that just all stayed in orbit and didn't need Tony Stark's super fancy flying equipment.
Dude,
and it would have achieved the same effect.
Tony Stark is a rogue nation. He could probably at any moment do exactly what they were planning on doing, just like of his own volition. He'd be like, "Oh wait, you need to kill a bunch of random people using DNA technology." Oh, and then he presses a button on his Fitbit and it annihilates half the population.
I think there's literally like 3 different Iron Man comic arcs that are just that. Like he's the Batman of the Marvel universe in that he is constantly trying to figure out contingency plans for the other Avengers.
Oh yeah,
like they send the Hulk to a different planet because he can't figure out a bullet good enough to kill him. Like I'm not even kidding. Like that's like supposed to be one of the Planet Hulk origin arcs.
I mean,
is me Tony Stark, me no good at killing the man who is green, so me shoot man into space.
Yeah, and doesn't he isn't that the point that like Hulk goes off, and then gets like enraged and comes back as like, "Tony, I'm coming for you. You don't even get how bad you messed up. You don't even understand how viciously I'm going to tear apart your." Well, you said I can't curse, so never mind.
I mean, I guess in this one case I could allow it.
Yeah, he's going to tear apart your wallet because it's going to cause a lot of property damage.
That's true. That's the one takeaway from this episode is collateral damage bad.
It hurts everybody. It hurts our economy. It hurts the working class, and it also hurts the billionaires. You know, it goes all the way down. It's trickle down damage.
Okay. So like that's the second thing. It's like you build 3 HeliCarriers. Okay.
Yeah.
So you built 3 HeliCarriers that don't HeliCarrier anything. Like they're not for people. You could have just kept the one HeliCarrier that was doing just fine, and then built a dozen satellites and threw them up into space. Because like Honestly, the thing that I find unforgivable about the helicarriers is not the helicarriers themselves, but you remember those giant frickin' hangars that they built them in?
Yeah.
Like they literally built they built 3 football stadiums that are literally underwater for no reason.
They gotta put them. They gotta put them somewhere. You know, they need housing.
No. Think about this. Your helicarrier, your flying helicarrier, doesn't need to be anywhere near a body of water. So why did you build them underwater?
Dude, they gotta. Well, you know, they have those football field size stadiums, so that size warehouses. So now when they get the helicarriers out, what do you think they were working? Like, it took them like a half a year to make all 3. The reason they were working so hard, they want to get back to their union football games. So, you know, it took a little bit of work, but they got there. They got back, and now they're going to play football. Oh, wait, they now have 3 broken helicarriers smashed into half the city, as well as their cool food court or whatever. So, not the best plan.
The many struggles of being a SHIELD agent and expecting your budget to not just fall through the floor.
Now I'm just thinking of cool moments from Winter Soldier.
There were a handful, and most of them involved Bucky.
Yeah, he rode a motorcycle or something. I remember that. He got up on it and did a backflip or something.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing about the motorcycle was how the 20 seconds it was on screen was used to blow up a helicopter that didn't need to be blown up.
Wait, was that the one where he's like grabbing a... Wait, is this the movie where he grabs the helicopter, or was that Civil War?
No, Civil War was the helicopter.
He's like, curling a helicopter like with his giant.
Yeah, he's getting it's Arms Day. You got to get swole.
Did you know that apparently Chris Evans even asked, like, on set, he's like, "Should I take my shirt off?" And literally the director's like, "Why would you have your shirt off? Are you insane?"
That's when you realize that Chris Evans, every time he's had his shirt off, he never was told to take his shirt off.
He's like, wait, I didn't have to this whole... But they said it would be cool. He's like, who told you that? He's like, Robert Downey Jr.? He's like, oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Freaking... Sorry, that noise. Freaking RDJ, he goofed on you again, man.
I don't know if that noise was you or Dad, but I assume Dad's just like walking in the background, like pretending to be Godzilla on like a tiny set where he's just knocking and coughing.
He was Godzilla's radiation. It's just coughing. Okay. So, like, I think the last thing I wanted to touch on with the helicarriers.
No, let's go back and let's keep hammering home that they might as well be satellites and not shoot incendiary rounds from space.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, that's kind of funny if you think about it, because then you could just have like a satellite full of like marbles, and then you just like drop the marbles with pinpoint precision.
You know about that like ridiculous thing? Like, it's crazy how arms races and like any sort of code just get thrown out of out of whack whenever there's like, okay, well, here's a legislation saying you are not allowed to use nuclear weapons. Oh, okay, we'll send a satellite up into orbit that just has a rod of metal that when it comes down on Earth is so fast that it'll basically be a nuclear warhead. That's how we'll get around it. We'll just have a railgun made in space instead of shooting a nuclear weapon because we're so determined to blow each other up. Like, what a cool thing. Well, great job, world. Appreciate it.
Except it's I love that theory in that, like, your railgun is like, I'm just imagining like a nail gun that works by, instead of a nail gun using pressure to shoot nails into a piece of plywood, the nail is dropped from space.
It is, dude. It is. It's literally like, oh, whoops. Like, oh, what? That was sitting on our satellite. Now it's not. There's nothing we could have done about it. We just gave it a little push, you know, like Joker style chaos.
Dude, is that why the ISS is up there? Like, you literally just have a space station full of random articles that you can drop on the planet whenever you feel like it.
What do you think Elon Musk is trying to do? He's trying to go up there and fight. He's like James Bond. There's a space Nazi or something up there.
He's got his own spaceship with its own set of teacups and accessories to be thrown at their spaceship.
I don't want to blow the roof off this, but Chris Hadfield is actually Blofeld. I don't want to.
Oh man,
I don't want to alarm anyone.
I feel like Chris Hadfield would take that as a massive compliment.
From the intelligence standpoint, probably. Maybe not the scar and megalomaniacal brain.
Rocket Man dropping his cups down on you up there alone. That's my bad joke for today.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
One of many.
That's my 18th bad one.
There.
All right. All right. Last but this was kind of like the last thing I wanted to come back around to, which was, I feel bad for the people who built those helicarriers because they were under construction, right?
Yeah.
Like the entire movie, they're clearly being worked on.
Mm-hmm.
So this is literally the human equivalent of I just built this cool thing out of Lego. Oh no,
Dude, that's why I love. Man, whenever they have those giant set pieces where it's like stuff exploding, it's like someone worked really hard on that thing. Like some contractor was like working weekends to get that thing up and running. And like, dude, imagine how hard it is to just code a damn thing. And then all of a sudden, like, you're just like, oh, it worked. Dude, it works. I got a helicarrier up in the air that has machine learning algorithm to snipe a terrorist out of the sky. I feel so oh no, it's been up for an hour and it's in the bay now. Oh, cool.
no, this is like actually I think the better facsimile for this is like the guy who spends forever working on his GTO in his garage, and then someone at the last second steals it and wrecks it. Like, because that's the thing, is like, first of all, they're not really done being built. And then also, like, it was one thing that they like crashed into the ground. They also crashed into that like nice looking hangar and destroyed all the work it must have taken to build that hangar underwater. So, like, 0 for 2 there, buddy.
Man, now I'm gonna I literally have to rewatch this movie now. Not only because it's good, but also because I'm like, I want to remember how much wreckage there was at the end of that movie for that gosh dang general at the beginning of Civil War to be like, y'all, you're all bad because you blew up a couple of cities that were already under attack. But we, the great government army, the project cool people from S.H.I.E.L.D., we just sent up a couple helicarriers and destroyed half a city. It's fine.
Actually, wait, okay. I need to step back because I think inadvertently you brought up a really good point. Who thought they were going to get away with this helicarrier? Like, you built 3 very noticeable helicarriers. There's no magical way people are not noticing the 3 giant orbiting helicarriers.
I also love how, like, Captain America is like the Ayn Randian hero. That's like, excuse me, this is going against my own moral compass, not yours and your globalist perspective. So I'm going to destroy your 3 giant helicarriers because Nazis. You remember the Nazi supercomputer made of magnets?
That's true. The Nazi supercomputer made of magnets that had a screen that was able to render a person's face as though it were live video. That just like that will be a whole separate episode.
Oh yeah,
we can do a whole separate episode on that. I'm happy to do that. But like, hang on, I want to bring it back because like you built the helicarriers, you sent them up into what I assume is low Earth orbit. And then they just start raining down ballistic hellfire. And no one is going to start asking questions? Like, there's no one else did that. Like, we clearly did that.
Tony Stark has that cleanup crew that's going on, damage control. So it's fine. They cleaned it up lickety-split. Don't worry. They're getting government contracts and taking all the contracts away from Michael Keaton. So we had to have Homecoming. So, it's all fine.
But, like, this is kind of like the start of Return of the Jedi. Like, what was the successful plan supposed to look like? Like, okay, you built your 3 helicarriers. They got up into orbit. They start raining down ballistic hellfire, and none of the superpowered people on the Earth are going to do anything about it.
No, that's the way it works now. That's life now on Earth.
Also, the Captain Marvel trailers imply that she can like just punch them and they'll explode. So like, you didn't even build good helicarriers.
Dude, I cannot wait for that thing. That's going to be... I don't even know if I'm actually, like, hyped for it. If I'm just, like... I really want to see... I forgot what the name of the lead actress is, but after seeing her in, like, Scott Pilgrim, I'm like, I want to see this girl in, like, a bunch of cool comic book roles. Like, she's awesome.
Yeah, wasn't she, like... I actually liked her in Scott Pilgrim more than...
Ramona?
Goodness, who was the girl who played the actual lead? Yeah, like, what's her name?
I don't remember. But, like, she was... I don't remember the name of her character's name, but she's the lead singer of Clash of Demon Head. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
All right, well, I think that's exhausted all the little details I wanted to sweat about helicarriers. I mean, you got anything left in the tank?
Yeah, I could talk about Edgar Wright movies for the next like 3 hours if you want.
All right, hey, you grab those small stuff and we'll sweat them.
Okay.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode talking about all the crazy helicarrier nonsense from Captain America. Keon, since you've been such a delightful guest, would you like to plug anything of yours?
Yeah, if you guys like comedy podcasts similar to the banter that we've been having here, as well as some motivational stuff. That my comedy podcast I have with two of my other friends is called Why a Podcast. It's silly, it's goofy, it's fun, and also I have a motivational podcast. We just launched another episode on the day of this recording, so I don't know when this is going out, but we usually hit on Fridays. So Tuesdays are Why a Podcast. Fridays are my personal podcast, which is Lawk Life Advice with Keon, LAWK. So yeah, give them a listen. Give them if you're jonesing for more content. But aside from that, my brother makes some good stuff.
And you wanna give them those Twitter and Instagram handles, buddy?
Oh yeah, Lawk is at Lawkcast, LAWK cast, all one word, and Why a Podcast is YA Podcast, all one word. And they're super good. Or you can find me on, I also have a 3D printing Instagram called Print3D LLC, and my own personal one for photography called Keon Boozar at keonboozar.cinema. So Keon, KeonBoozar.cinema.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about my brother is literally everything he makes is fascinating. I strongly recommend anyone listening go check out his YouTube videos on 3D printing, just like the craziest things from your favorite things. Like I think you make the spell discs from
Dr. Strange.
Dr. Strange. Yes, Dr. Strange. And the Mario coin.
Yeah, Cameron's just being he's being a good older brother. It's like when you get like a crayon drawing and you're like, "Oh, this is cool. I'm going to put it on the fridge." It's decent content. I don't want to upsell you on it.
Except the fridge is my podcast.
Exactly. It's good. It's as nourishing, well, you know? It's good for your soul, just like your fridge.
All right. Well, as for us at Sweating the Small Stuff, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Small Stuff Pod. Definitely not anything else. And you can email us at smallstuffpod@gmail.com. Any feedback is appreciated. I know this is still early days for us. Still trying to figure things out. Still trying to get things going. And remember, from movies to media to the world around us, is details like these that make it worth sweating the small stuff.